And we're recording. Do we want to say more pink eye stuff, or should we just get into the show?
I think it's way too easy.
Okay.
I don't want to kick you while you're down.
I've not had a good weekend. And that might be the biggest lie you've ever told on the show, also.
Dad?
Well,
how's your pink eye?
To episode 90. This makes this so much fucking funnier. Welcome to episode 91 of Rebels Without a Pod, the show that dares ask the question, there's no way these idiots will do this show for 2 years straight, right? Happy 2-year anniversary, guys.
Oh, happy 2-year anniversary.
That's insane.
We're still here.
Yeah. Our full line, our first full lineup, Akira record. I'm looking at the notes, April 24th, 2024.
Wow.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
And here we are.
April.
I wish I could say I had something better to do with my life.
Here we are. I wish I could
even
say
if you did, we know you were lying.
Yeah.
Tonight, look at me, I'm tearing up. Tonight, we're concluding our new to you Neo-Noir cycle with John Mackenzie's 1980 British gangster classic, The Long Good Friday. My name is John. Joining me tonight, Andy, who does our artwork and graphic design.
Oi!
Be a lot of that. Naveen on music and audio production.
Hello.
And Eric. Eric's been blown to smithereens. He's gone out like a raspberry ripple.
Whatever the fuck that means.
I actually kind of want to try a raspberry ripple. It sounds good.
I looked it up. We had him here. I like a real idiot. First, Google the raspberry rizzle.
The Rizzler.
Yeah, I found a couple like cool sort of SoundCloud pages, but that's not it. It's just you remember like those Hootsie Cup ice creams that we would kind of get like back in the school cafeteria that had like it's just kind of like a shitty vanilla ice cream and it has like a little kind of red swirl in it, like a raspberry thing.
Sure.
With the wooden spoon. Hell yeah.
With a wooden spoon. Yeah, they will always give you a spoon.
Double-sided?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. I remember the double one, which was half vanilla, half chocolate.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
That's what we had.
Yeah.
Too.
Hootsie Cup.
So raspberry ripple, it's just like the British version of that. I think it's like a big dessert in Scotland for whatever reason.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All of our content is currently up on the Rebels Without Pod YouTube and Spotify channel. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We are primarily an audio show and trying to get established on Spotify. So we ask any YouTube subscribers, if you have a Spotify account and it is at all convenient, we'd certainly appreciate it. Listen there. Talking about like the channel a little bit, just a few days ago. This is big for us. And this is big for one co-host in particular. We had the debut of Eric's video game streamer alter ego Pause Daddy. Pause Daddy, the Pause Daddy. Playing Mouse, PI for Hire, like a 2026 video game inspired by kind of like the serial cartoons of the 1920s and 30s, like Betty Boop and Steamboat Willie. Eric made a very entertaining live stream of him playing the first part of the game, about 15 minutes or so, and then Naveen cut up the Pause Daddy segments. We published a few of those as shorts on our channel within like the last 5 days or so. These shorts have not, Eric's video game stream for shorts has not only set the record for the #1 most viewed short on our channel, but also for the #2 and the #3 most viewed as well.
Ooh.
God damn.
We also got 2 new subscribers. So you're welcome. They're only looking for a video game.
They're going to be super disappointed.
Yeah, right.
What's this
movie?
Let's find out what else these guys are about. One of them has pink eye. Eric, this really is kind of quite like remarkable though. So like anything that you just want to say about that, like that it's the most traffic that we've had in forever, like coming onto the show.
Yeah, I feel like we're misleading them. I don't know if I should say thank you or start apologizing. I think the ratio of likes to dislikes kind of says it all.
Right.
At least they're all of them. I was looking; they're all above 50%, so I consider that a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough to make you president.
Really?
That's
I'm honored. So I just want to announce today, as president, my first decision is we're going to change the theme of the podcast, and it's just going to be a video game podcast moving forward.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Mr. President, what's your standing on funding for pink eye medication?
Anti.
Yeah.
Are you going to cut it by 600%?
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Right.
Oh, this is getting political. Wow.
Anti or anti?
No, we're all I.
We're all I.
Straight in for the I.
Pro I?
We are pro I.
Eric, do you want to, before we go on, do you want to give the listeners a little bit of a preview of like the new Pause Daddy stream that you're working on right now?
New thing I'm working on. So honestly, this was all you. You had this idea. Hey, what if we kind of, tried to make it, just play some video games, add some commentary, put something out there. You put up a little demo that you, some game you tried out, which was fun. And I was like, okay, how do you do this?
Right.
Like, this is right up my alley. And you whatever you did, you reached out to AI. AI gave me all the directions I needed. I didn't realize PlayStation 5 too was so intuitive, where it's very easy to record a video, attach your mic, choose the different like levels. And then after you're done recording, it's just like, hey, if you share this, do you want to send this directly to your YouTube account?
Right.
And I was like, yes, please.
We talked about this on the Grizzly Man episode, like a bit, but this is not the Grizzly Man, the King of Kong episode.
I wrestled with that bear to get my PS5 back.
To get my quarterback.
Right.
Yes.
But no, it's like the streaming thing is a multi-billion-dollar industry at this point. It's a little, I think, inexplicable to sort of people our age, certainly, but it's a foundational part of how people engage with games. It's a fundamental part of like how people consume them. It's certainly like a very big part for how people discover new stuff, like on top of everything else.
The market too is oversaturated with games, kind of like all forms of media. So what do people do? Young people go and they watch TikTok videos or just like, YouTube shorts about what's this game about. And I mean, same thing for like TV shows, movies, whatever.
There's so much industry around like the reviewing and kind of like the filtering process for like just figuring out what kind of just whatever limited free time that I have, what kind of media do I really want to consume at the end of the day.
And the weird thing is, it's kind of similar to podcasts. You can put something on like this in the background. In my house all the time, we have just, my son will put games on YouTube. He'll watch, game playthroughs of like his favorite YouTube content creators, and he'll just leave it on and just, play games on his Kindle or something, or walk away. And then I'm stuck watching him. I'm like, what is this? They are not even trying.
And then you actually look at the view count itself here, and it's like, just 1.8 million subscribers. That these are teenagers that have already become like millionaires.
They create playlists, and then they just keep running. So when one video stops, the next one starts right up. It's just never ending. Yeah.
Brave New World, man. But it's do you want to say real quickly what the next project is going to be, or do you working on?
So I have a huge collection of PS5 games. I still buy new games these days. Whenever there's a good sale, something good comes out, I buy it and then never end up playing it. So I'm just like, okay, what would be the next thing I'd like to try in my back inventory? And I grabbed the game Silent Hill F. F stands for forte, which means, I guess, like what? Like loud or strong, or it has different meanings. I think the creator,
the music teacher on the pod, can feel free to weigh in.
I was waiting for him to weigh in, but
Yeah.
Well, you said what it was.
Or
Like
is that-
in music, it's yes, loud, but isn't
Loud.
You said other meanings because like isn't other meanings like it's your I guess your strong suit, like you're really good at it. You know, something you do well.
Oh, maybe.
It's-
Yeah. Your forte. That's true. I think in this one, they called it F because it was supposed to be different than the rest of the series. I'm attempting to play it to figure out why it's different. And I played this one maybe the first half hour, and I came up with multiple meanings for the word F.
Right.
It's
ladies and gentlemen, if you've not listened to Eric's sort of stream of Mouse PI for Hire yet, the Eric, I've said this before. He is tied for the two funniest human beings I've personally known in my life. But to see him in his elite, his Super Saiyan form is just to watch him play a video game and just be in such a flow state that it's him constantly just yelling dick jokes at a cartoon mouse.
It's nice. Nobody's talking back to me. There's no actual conversation. I'm just yelling.
There's a conversation happening.
Yeah. I mean, also too, both you and I, we love riff tracks, Mystery Science Theater. This is that.
Yes.
Like we've gone and seen them live before. And this is like recreating that, where I mean, I'll play the game, I'll give it a rough playthrough,
right,
and then I'll mentally take some notes, and then I just play it for real and I record it, and it writes itself because I mean, I'm like, what shit did I find funny when we watched, Mystery Science Theater?
Sure.
Like what things appeal to me, like
going through these things,
jokes,
enjoy the dynamics, the joy of gameplay, and you discover.
Yeah. So, I mean, it ends up being you just kind of throw everything at the wall, but in the end, you're just having a good time. And I think that's all that matters.
Well, like, like the views that we've got for this stuff kind of tell their own story at the end of the day. So we're definitely, I think, looking forward to seeing what's coming next.
I think we also learned that a lot of people are open to having sex with animals. You heard that here first, folks.
The first comment we've ever gotten on a short is the one thing Eric is kind of speculating about. This Mouse PI, he's going to have a human girlfriend, and then we published that under short titled Mouse PI will probably have a human girlfriend. And the first comment again that we've ever gotten on this channel is this individual, not familiar with who specifically they are, but the anime avatar, and it just says Echoes of Sonic 06. Echoes of Sonic 06.
Yeah. Wink. That was for you.
Yeah. Next week, we are excited to kick off our Canonized cycle. A look at the movies of notorious schlock production house Canon Films. We're starting with Andy's pick, Tobe Hooper's 1985 sci-fi horror film Life Force. This is a movie that, to my understanding, is particularly famous for it's a young Patrick Stewart, I think, in maybe his feature debut. But at a certain point in Lifehouse, he is actually brought to tears by the righteousness of this naked alien chick's glorious tits. That one is streaming on both Prime Video and Tubi, if any listeners would like to watch along.
Can I ask, does he have hair in this film?
I don't think a lot.
Okay.
I don't think a lot.
A little in the middle.
Maybe like an early Statham thing where there's like a little bit kind of going on, but yeah, I think that
he didn't shave for a couple days, so he leaves it a little rough on top.
Right. The week after that, we're doing my pick, Sam Furstenberg's martial arts / aerobic instruction thriller, Ninja 3: The Domination, which is currently streaming on Prime. Andy, this is going to be like the best cycle we've ever done. I'm calling.
I was going to say,
I genuinely can't wait to watch that movie.
Yeah. Do we want to do Ninja 3 live?
Just hearing about them is just awesome.
Yeah. Do we want to watch Ninja 3: The Domination live? I've seen it. It's incredible.
Oof. Oh, you've seen it before?
Yeah. This is shout out my Tim, my brother by the same mother.
My Tim.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah. Sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea. I think we should do a live watch of that one.
Yeah, I'm down.
Sure.
It is that good. Andy, let's get real quickly into this is a new format thing that we're doing for the show, but Canonized, we are actually going to leave the fourth pick of the cycle to audience surveys. you want to say just like a couple minutes worth of stuff on that before we get into like the film review proper?
Sure. So we will put the survey out, like Johnny said, to the public. It will only be available on Spotify. There will be links to it off of the YouTube channel, but you'll only be able to actually take the survey on Spotify. We're trying to migrate folks over to Spotify because we think that, not necessarily completely away from YouTube, but it's
a better place for our bullshit. Better place for our
it is. But in that survey, you're going to see 4 movies that we kind of picked out of the canon film.
The library of like the other notorious things that we didn't pick individually.
And we tried to pick 4 vastly different things, mainly because I think it'd be fun to see what resonates with people. First choice,
I will say we succeeded.
Yes, absolute slam dunk. So the first one is The Apple from 1980, which, without going into all of it, it's basically biblical rock opera with disco Satan and folk singers, and I don't even know what else. Sounds insane. Rhinestone encrusted jumpsuits, all that kind of stuff.
Sold.
So yeah, that's what I said too. The second one is The Barbarians from 1987. Think 2 incredibly muscly, oily, mulleted twins running around.
These were like Conan. Wrestlers that were actually twins in real life or something like that.
Yep. So that one looks amazing. 1986 is Cobra is the third option. Sylvester Stallone as Marion Cobretti. He's a cop and he's a badass and he cuts pizza with scissors. And then finally, Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo from 1984, which is basically a breakdancing epic movie about these kids trying to save. I think I'm trying to remember now because I have seen it, but
it's probably a community center or some bullshit.
Some community center or some bullshit like that. But super 80s and cheesy and so please feel free to check on that Spotify account for this survey. And Johnny mentions it too in the little release video that we'll do for it. But literally one vote could decide this for
it. Could be the entire thing. Yes.
Yep. So, if you have a strong feeling about one of these 4 movies and you really want to hear the 4 of us assholes talk about it, please make sure you go over and take that survey. Again, it's The Apple, The Barbarians, Cobra, and Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. There you have it.
Maybe one of the top 5 jokes I'm most proud of on the show was when we covered the Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter movie. And the whole thing is set in a fictional Southeast Asian nation called Shadaloo. And my synopsis and brief for that particular movie was Street Fighter 2 Electric Shadaloo. Still,
yes, I remember that.
Solid.
Yeah. Let's get into the movie for tonight. The Long Good Friday is a 1980 British gangster film directed by John Mackenzie. Synopsis and brief: be gay, do pool crime. Yeah. Any other synopses?
Sure. Let's see.
Wait, what are you eating?
Yeah.
Synopsis and brief. Andy's hungry.
Sorry, my wife handed me a delicious treat that she made, which sounds a little weird. It sounds a little weird, but it's Cheez-Its with marshmallow kind of mixed together like a Rice Krispie treat with chocolate drizzled over the top. It's fucking amazing.
Right.
What?
This is the American version of Spotted Dick, basically.
Oh my god,
it's so good. This is the first time I've had it, which is why I'm eating it voraciously right now because it's fucking delicious.
Right, Naveen, leave all of us in.
I just want people to know Andy is actually licking his fingers. It is finger licking good.
Right,
it really is. It's delicious. I wish I had more.
Like now he's
hearing it all over his face.
Out of a trash can. He's like,
All
right.
Synopsis in brief. Where's Luigi? I like that one too. Thanks, guys.
That's a great one. I like that one. All right. Let me add to that one.
Come on.
Synopsis in brief. Harold, more bad news. Marvin Acme dead. Marvin? What happened to Marvin? Safe dropped on his head. Blimey.
Blimey.
Nice.
Good ending.
Yeah, that's going in the YouTube description.
Synopsis in brief. Exceptionally hairy bowling ball cockney crime boss drinks, smokes, and pisses off his neighbors.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Synopsis in brief. If you ever get an ice cream at an ice cream truck, if you order a Colin, it's a raspberry ripple.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the right joke.
Gone. If you ever order a Colin, you get an ice cream cone and then 2 Bushmills.
You just get a hairy naked guy named Tom. Hello.
All right. Synopsis in brief.
You got one.
All right. What? No boob subway groping scene? No having sex with someone from the future? No incest? Just a regular sex scene?
True. We do get 3 minutes of Bob Hoskins taking a shower.
We do. But we
Everything
seriously,
real,
what have we turned into?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know, man. We used to be.
I don't even recognize us anymore.
We turned into Collins.
Mhm. Hopefully, Life Force and Crying Patrick Stewart next week will make up for it.
Yeah.
All right. Can I add this one? You kind of took the joke earlier, but I had this one down here. I have to say it.
Right.
Synopsis in brief. I just want my friends and family to know I'm fine. I wasn't blown up. You can check. My car's still in the driveway.
Right.
When they said that in the film, I'm like, John picked this movie because of that line. He had to. They just kept talking about it. Eric's blown up.
Could I do like a synopsis in brief? I just made up now off the top of my head.
I encourage it.
Okay. Good retirement advice. Always contribute to the IRA.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. Written by Barry Keefe. The film stars Bob Hoskins and Helen Mirren, featuring an early screen appearance by Pierce Brosnan. We will circle back around to him. Initially delayed for nearly a year due to controversial political themes, the film eventually released to widespread critical success. Who wants to guess how many stars from Raj?
4. 4.
This is a 4-star. Yeah, he loved it. He said Hoskins is a powerhouse of a man, short and muscular, and with a face that seems to be in a permanent state of belligerent readiness. He is the most convincing gangster I've seen in a movie in a long time. This is a film about the corporate takeover of the underworld, and it is told with intelligence, style, and a great deal of energy. The Long Good Friday currently holds a 97% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, though its visceral nature initially divided some British critics. Writing for The Guardian at the time of release, Derek Malcolm noted that while the film was, quote, tremendously well made, he felt that its relentless pace and violence could be distinctly unnerving. Meanwhile, Time Out London praised its ambition, but observed that the film's Cockney opera style occasionally risked, quote, teetering into caricature. However, the film ultimately was credited with revitalizing the British crime genre and transforming Bob Hoskins into an international star. The Long Good Friday is now considered a definitive masterpiece of British cinema, frequently appearing at the top of the best British films list and cited as a major influence on the gritty urban aesthetic of later directors like Guy Ritchie and Matthew Vaughn. So going to general impressions, this was my pick, but Eric very excitedly a couple days ago was just blowing up the group chat with how hot Pierce Brosnan was in this thing. It's like, guys, he's a sea otter. He's a sexy sea otter. So let's for general impressions, let's start with Pop on this one. What did you think about the Long Good Friday?
My quote, I told you in my notes, I wrote, he's a cheeky bastard. Of course, I did not know he was in this. So fantastic. Right. I looked up his character because he doesn't have any dialogue in the entire film.
I don't think he's even credited. I don't think
he's credited. He's credited.
IMDb, I saw he's credited. Okay. Yeah.
He's at the end.
He says one word.
Just one word. Yeah.
Oh, he does. What does he say?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh yes. I thought he was gonna say yes, please.
That's 2 words.
It's 2 words unless there's a
That's true.
hyphen.
Yes, please. He's also I looked in the credits too. He's listed as first Irishman. I was like, is he Irish? He might be Irish.
We would never know.
Oh, he's definitely Irish.
Is he? Yeah. Oh, is he? He's a strong Irish. I thought this was a completely different movie for the first 10 minutes. I'm like, look, they're doing the whole Wall-E thing where it's just like no dialogue, people just getting killed left and right. I definitely got like King of New York vibes, just everybody getting killed off. And there's no explanation why.
Right.
I did get excited when I saw a young Bill Hader with a bowl cut get picked up at a bar and then like murdered and dumped out of a car like 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
He's so versatile.
I can do anything.
It's just like the pup scene in 1980. It was just that easy.
Yeah. I actually grew to like the movie. It was much better than I thought it was. I also Bob Hoskins, this is any British actor that I'm introduced to them as being almost like an American actor or speaking with like an American accent to then later learn that they're actually British and they have their native accent.
They're so good at a technical level, they can just kind of do whatever the fuck they want.
Dear God, Bob Hoskins, his accent, outrageous. It's so outrageous. That's all I was focused on the whole time. I'm just like, look at him go. He keeps saying all these words. I have no idea what they mean. And it's also really difficult to look them up online. He mentioned, he's like, me and Colin, we go way back, in the glass house. And I'm like, what is the glass house? And I do a search and then it's like slang for greenhouse. And I was like, oh my God.
That just brings up more questions.
They were gardeners.
Right.
Yeah, they were planting cherry tomatoes and cucumbers back in the glass house. And then they're like, hey, I've got a great idea for this like crime syndicate.
Apparently, when the movie first released in the United States, it had like a preface to it that was actually like a glossary of terms that people were going to hear throughout the movie.
Oh, that was really
you could quickly read it and see, glass house meant whatever, and the Raspberry Ripple meant something and all that.
Yeah.
But then they stopped and they didn't do it.
I don't know who else watched it on HBO Max with the subtitles turned on, but it's it's actually one of the funniest parts of just experiencing this film, because at certain points the person transcribing the subtitles just completely gives up. There's literally like a dozen different points in the movie where they're speaking very clearly, but then Hoskins or one like his goons just says something just completely nonsensical, and subtitles just says inaudible.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't watch it on HBO Max, but I watched it. I think it was like on not Tubi, Freevee or something like that. Oh, Pluto TV. And Pluto TV, the same thing. The subtitles just cut off.
Yeah.
And then I have to manually add them back on.
Right. And like the person writing the subtitles even kind of gave up on some easier ones. Like Hoskins very clearly says gobbing at one point, which means just spitting on something, but it says governing, like in the subtitles itself. Yeah.
What did he say too? I think when he just came back to London after his trip, he said something like, I went to that health farm, and I'm like, what's a health farm? I just thought of like Soapland, or it's just like I don't know, like a sex worker. I don't know.
What is Soapland?
Oh, so
let's save this for Patreon.
All right, I'll Google it. Really throw
everybody
off my
likes to be clean.
Private browsing, my friend.
Yeah, let me just wrap this up though. I thought it was a great movie. I did appreciate they threw a little boob in there for me. I did not appreciate the 3-minute Bob Hoskins shower scene where I could just see equal amounts, if not more, boob. But did not expect the violence in this one. It just seemed with the start and people getting killed, I'm like, it's not going to get worse than this. And then with like the meat locker scene,
Or him finally taking out Jeff at the end of the thing.
Oh God, yeah, that I did not expect. The whole thing with Slash, what's the guy's name? Razors.
Razors.
Right. He slashed Errol. I was like, oh fuck, that's
across
just
his ass.
Right.
Yeah, and they show that. I was like, oh my God.
You watch that scene, like how that guy actually got his ass slashed up like that. There's no possibility that was like.
Did you say it that way, or did you say like, man, that guy got his ass slashed up? Ooh, he's a cheeky bastard.
Yeah, and just as long as he doesn't come down with pink eye.
Yeah.
Naveen, going to you. General impressions. What'd you think of this one?
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It was good. It kept another movie that just kept you guessing, trying to figure out what's going on, who done it, and I think the beginning, as Eric mentioned, the being silent and just not knowing what's going on, or really being introduced to characters, made it that much harder to figure out.
It's a challenge at first, but it doesn't withhold. It explains everything. You fully understand what's going on. But like,
yes,
I do like how when you watch the film, it kind of revisits what happened at the beginning there. So if you were to actually, you pick up on kind of what happened, but then if you rewatch it, which I did, to see the sequence of events again, it like clicks for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it is a little easier than like Chinatown to kind of figure out as you went along. But overall, it was still great. It was still neat. And it was also pretty neat being, Andy has mentioned it before and other things. And I've always thought that way too, like noir films in general being, the detective, top hat, that kind of thing. But this was totally just from the villain perspective, which was really neat, and still being, a noir video movie, and the theme and storyline. So it was really cool. I enjoyed it, and I know it's one of the questions, but the ending I thought was pretty cool as well. And we'll get there and explain more.
Yeah, great time with them. Cool.
I did.
Andy, how about yourself?
So the first 10 minutes are a mess. Bob Hoskins, for me, is the whole movie. Without his performance, this isn't, half the film that it is. Pierce Brosnan was, I don't know how exactly to describe it, but he was unsettling to me, and also impossible to take my eyes off of when he was actually on the screen.
Sure.
There was just something very, I don't know, unsettling is the only word I could come up with for it. Like,
they got a bunch of kind of legitimately scary motherfuckers for this cast.
Yeah.
I think like
there was
Razors and the guy who played the American mafioso, I thought was very scary, very intense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got something out of Pierce Brosnan that, considering the fact that he only said one word, they got something, they got a performance out of him that was actually really pretty remarkable, all things considered.
He's so young in the movie too. I don't know how old he is, but he looks like he's like, I don't know, 19, 20 or something like
early
that.
20s, yeah.
Very nubile features.
Yeah. Helen Mirren was underutilized in the movie. I think her character was really cool, and I think that they should have done more with her. I think the rest of the cast, with some exception, but I think the rest of the cast was a little bit forgettable, for what it's worth. But I think all in all, it was a solid movie. It does check the noir boxes, although it doesn't feel to me like a noir movie. It feels more like a mafia movie, or just another crime boss type movie. Sure. But for me, Andy's Box Lunch, I'm gonna say 3 stars.
3 stars.
Wow.
Pretty solid. Very
solid rating from Andy. All right, general impressions from me. I've alluded to it once or twice. I've had pink eye the last few days. That's not been great. So Friday, the thing you might not know about having pink eye as an adult, but your whole body in the first few days shuts down completely. Because everything just goes, okay, just something is fucking with the eyes. Let's turn all the energy off. Let's divert everything that we got. Superpower, like the immune system. So I, on Friday, was just lying in my bed, shaking, barely able to get up. But here's the weird thing. I've never kind of really experienced this before. Like the specific immune system response that you get is also for pink eye, makes you really fucking hungry. Okay. So I'm lying in bed. I can barely move. And then you know what my body says to me? It says, man, we should get a cheesesteak. And I'm like, body, we can't get a cheesesteak. And my body's just like, no, you got Cap Gratis. It's a 10-minute walk down the street. You call ahead, we can pick up a cheesesteak. Man, it'd be really, really good to have a cheesesteak. I said, body, I will happily get out of bed and get you a cheesesteak if you can give me the energy to walk 10 minutes to that cheesesteak. And my body's like, no, we're not going to do that. He's got pink eye. We got to recover from pink eye.
So you said walk and not like drive.
No.
Or DoorDash for that matter.
Or just none of that. I'm lying there. I don't fuck with DoorDash anymore. And I'm like, buddy, we have Trader Joe's frozen chicken quesadillas. And body's like, well, that's not quite like a fresh cheesesteak, is it? I'm like, no.
Really
my body's
not.
like, no. You microwave those things, and they kind of get fucked up. They're hot on the outside. They're really kind of frozen on the inside. I'm like body, those are the options that we have, unless you could actually give me like stamina to actually make the fucking Gabriottis to pick up fucking cheesesteak. And I'm lying in bed, completely at an impasse. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll watch 10 minutes of Long Good Friday to kind of get my mind off of this. And I start the movie and I blaze through the entire thing like in one sitting. I fucking love this one. I just had a great time, like front to back. It is sharp, smart, really entertaining, really intense. But it does that British shit that I love every once in a while, where just these badasses, like these gangsters, these monstrous men are talking. And every once in a while, they'll say some like Willy Wonka shit, like Raspberry Ripple.
Yeah.
Or somebody get on the trumpet. Or like, oh, I give him a bell. And every time I'm like, I had a blast. I do agree. Helen Mirren has been. It's a little bit underwritten for kind of her, and there are a lot of these kind of specific kind of like movies out here. But I found this film completely entertaining, like front to back. So this was one I was really kind of happy about, because when our cycle has been the host picks something they haven't seen before, and I've kind of had like watching this one in my mind the entire time since we watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit, So I was really kind of relieved that this movie was as entertaining as it actually was.
I'd never heard of this movie prior to
No,
this.
me neither.
Yeah.
Wasn't on my radar at all.
So it was all new to us.
Yeah.
It's new to you.
All right. I just want to clarify for our listeners, by the way. John mentioned he has pink eye. So if you've ever seen the movie Knocked Up, they explain that you actually get pink eye. Yeah, you get it from getting poo particles making their way into your ocular cavities.
I wish I had contracted it the fun way. I just didn't clean. I hadn't cleaned my humidifier out.
Fun way.
John got poo-pooed.
The fun way.
There's the fun way, and there's the way that I got it. Moving on to questions.
No more sleepovers at John's house.
Yeah. I hope you like it dry. I just burnt up my humidifier in the parking lot. How does this movie compare to some of the other noir films that we've done on the cycle? How does it compare to Chinatown and The King of New York in particular? I think there's some pretty significant overlaps. What for you guys were like the big similarities and differences between this one and the other two?
I think The Long Good Friday is more similar to Chinatown than it is The King of New York. Chinatown. So Jake Gittes and Harold are both. They both kind of feel like they understand. They believe that they understand how their world works.
Yes.
And then they discover this sort of like deeper layer of like ruthlessness that they didn't even think existed, that totally kind of invalidates their understanding of their world.
And they are guys in dangerous jobs and dangerous situations, and it would be, it's a egotistical thing that they do that because they're like, I'm a bit into like the fucked up thing, so because of that, they fool themselves into thinking I understand the entirety of how fucked up the world can get.
Yeah. But then the difference with Chinatown is that, so Chinatown for me felt very kind of cynical throughout the entire thing. Very, just the whole thing felt sort of like it was hopeless from the beginning. Whereas the Long Good Friday makes it actually seem like Harold could have maybe won if he just made different or better decisions.
If he was 20% smarter, or he put his if he had put his mall like in charge, like figuring out like some of this stuff, like yeah.
I mean, pay the $60,000 and then walk away, and you're fine. That's all it is. That's all it is, man.
We'll get into that particular point in just a little bit.
Yeah. And then as far as the King of New York goes, I think Frank White is more of like kind of a mythical figure in a lot of ways. Like he feels
he's a
supernatural.
Vampire.
He's a vampire.
Yeah.
And he's sort of living in this vacuum where it's sort of untouched by the real world. The Long Good Friday is like, it's full of actual history and like real life shit that's going on, and it ends up catching up with Harold. Frank White just gets shot by the cops. Harold gets like completely swallowed up by the present, by like the 20th century.
Yes.
He's just not, he's operating in an old way of doing things, and he gets swept up by it, basically.
Great points. Very well put.
I thought it was great too. These films all take place in like major cities.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's like we're talking about New York.
Oh, we have an LA that's
LA,
LA film, a London film, and a New
London.
York film.
So I'm like, these are all major cities where people are trying to exert control. So I haven't seen Chinatown in a while. My impression, I agree with Andy what he said about Jake Gittes, where it's just the whole time it's a corrupt system that there's just no way that Jake is just fighting against it, and there's no way he's going to win. I mean, the whole way the movie ends is it's just like, hey, forget about it, Jake. It's Chinatown. It's like you can't do anything about it. It's just gonna consume you if you try to think about it too much or fight against the system. So he has no chance in hell of winning against it. I think Frank White is trying to exert control or take over, and in the end, the system as well. Or maybe
within
the
the King of New York, like the framing devices, I'm going to bring a hospital back. I'm going to like just get everything under control.
It's a bullshit premise to try to do a power grab.
Right.
Or just it's his ego. I don't know which it is.
Right. Harold comments. There's been 10 years of peace in just between like the internecine fighting between the like the gangs of London. I think that there's kind of the King of New York overlap there, in that these guys, these fundamentally violent men fooling themselves into thinking that they can negotiate a détente.
It's about keeping your house in order, using power, money, influence to try to stay in control of things, but it's just you can't get a hold of the beast, and eventually it just you lose in the end.
Right. Naveen, anything to add there?
Eric, were you done? Did you have?
I was just gonna say, I wanted to thank you, by the way, for choosing King of New York, because after thinking about these films and also watching the Last Good Friday, I felt a new appreciation for the film. I think just the way they portrayed some of the things, like sex on a train, or just some of the over the top violence. I don't know, something about it attracted me, and I'm just like, I think I need to revisit it again.
And those two are 10 years apart.
Yeah. So just thinking about it, Frank White, his whole character, comparing him to these other two, I'm just like, Chinatown's good in its own right. Same thing with this film that we reviewed, but I'm like, King of New York, there's something about it that I need to take another look at.
Absolutely. Highly recommended the Rewatchables episode with Quentin Tarantino on that one, because I said before in that review, but it's King of New York is one I bounced off originally, but listening to like a long conversation and then just having explained what these creatives were doing, kind of what was going through everybody's minds, and what they were just either referencing or paying homage to. Everything from like 70s blaxploitation to fucking like like 60s Italian horror and 30s black and white German expressionism. I mean, like King of New York, I bounced off, but like I haven't not been able to put it out of my mind, I think, since I saw it.
Also, you guys got fat while everybody starved on the street.
You got fat because there was no more raspberry ripple.
Who ate all the raspberry ripple? Where's Colin?
Yeah, real quick. I mean, I know he wasn't portrayed as a gangster in Chinatown, but I can't remember the name. But the father there, but basically
Noah Cross.
Noah Cross. That's right.
Yeah.
But basically, all three of them are gangsters that are trying to do something with the community, whether it's build the stadium, the hospital.
It's altruistic, kind of.
Right. Yeah. But they're using nefarious ways to do it. Blood money, anything, killing, whatever, is in their way. They're going to get rid of it to do it. Chinatown and Friday, both those kind of gangsters own the police. In a sense, so they could do it, but
you see that in the yacht in the first few minutes. You're like, yeah, we just they're just like, here's British gangster number 1, here's British gangster number 2, here's British gangster number 3, and like, just here's Noel and Liam, like the 2 high level cops that we just
here's the city councilor, just hanging out with us.
Whereas King of New York. He didn't own the cops, they were trying to get him and stop him. Debate me on this here a little bit. Chinatown, the villain won.
Yes,
he got his way. Yeah. King of New York, villain didn't quite win. He ended up getting shot and he couldn't continue and he died,
Everyone died.
So, Friday, in Long Good Friday, the main villain lost, but the other villain ended up winning. The Irish mob ended up winning.
Naveen, let me toss out like I love what you're saying here. This was the take I had between the 3 movies. In King of New York, Frank's the villain. He's a vampire. In the Long Good Friday, ultimately, like the villains are the IRA. They are ghosts. In Chinatown, Noah Cross is the villain. He is the devil. And I think if you look at through that those are like the 3 fundamental conflicts I think that you have between like those 3 movies.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I made it better sounding than I did, but it seems like, again, with all 3 of them, it's the villain is the main
right.
antagonist or protagonist, so to speak, in a way.
Right.
Main character.
One of the biggest issues that this movie had when it was first released, or even prior to its release, was just that a lot of people thought that it was almost painting the IRA as good guys.
Right.
Because Harold is clearly, I mean, he's a bad guy. At the end of the day, he's a bad guy. And so the one that takes the bad guy out in this movie, I guess by process of elimination, must be the good guy, and that was sort of what
it's a horribly simplistic read to have like on this film, but it was also parents panicking in 1980.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
very oversimplified, but you could see how they got there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm moving on to like the second question, but how does this film represent the shift from traditional organized crime to the ideologically driven violence of modern terrorism? Why is Harold so ill-equipped to deal with an enemy that doesn't seem to care about profit? This dovetails exactly with what we've already been saying about like the IRA characters in this film. It's for me, and let me kind of kick this off by like this simple observation: they're ghosts. Again, you don't see these guys planting the bombs. You don't see these guys. They're kind of faceless when they're grabbing kind of like Harold's crew, like at the end of the thing. Like you're given almost kind of no context and kind of no information or motivation for, like, you know, the again, Pierce Brosnan has a single word in this entire film, despite him maybe sort of being like the most kind of prominent IRA villain of the entire film.
Yeah, I mean, the way Phil describes them, he says they're ants, and he tells Harold, he's like, look, Harold's like, you just killed them off, right? And he's like, no, they just keep coming.
Yeah,
you attack one, you attack the nest, they're like ants, they just keep coming out and they don't stop.
Harold's worldview is like entirely transactional. It's all just like everything and everybody has a price. Which is a very kind of an old-fashioned gangster way of doing it. You know, you pay off the right people, you know, and you kind of can get away with anything you want. The IRA,
you either outfight or outspend the opposition, and it should be all.
The IRA doesn't care about money or territory. I mean, those are so far in their rear view of like motivations. For them, they want to punish their enemies. They want to make them remember. Or they want their families to remember, because they can't remember because they're all dead at that point. They want them to remember, you don't fuck with the IRA.
Right.
Harold's tools, which are, like I said, they're bribery and leverage and intimidation and all these kind of antiquated things. They have no effect on an enemy that is completely motivated by, you know, ideology, which is what a terrorist really is.
Right.
It's really hard to compete with somebody who believes with their whole their whole heart that
how do you compete with the promise of an afterlife?
Correct.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. That's exactly.
I was gonna say too, like when Eric and Colin are killed, Harold's like, "What? They're killed? Oh, that's awful." He's like, "We should probably figure out who did it."
Yeah,
but he just kind of moves on. He's like, "Okay, look, I'm gonna lose the deal with the Yanks, so let's kind of like button this up," and that's all he cares about. You think that he cares about loyalty to him, which is kind of like a mafia boss mentality, where it's just like, okay, I lose some of my family, we just like recollect, and then we, you know, exert power, and then we get everything in order again, and then we just keep moving on. And in this, he's just like, let's figure out who did it, and then he can't figure it out, and he's just like,
he's incompetent in the face of this.
And then when he finds out the IRA, they're doing this for revenge because they lost like 3 of their top like fighters or whatever,
and accidentally blamed him because like his you know his
association,
his dummy, his very, very hot but still very stupid dummy subordinate stole a bunch of money and then went on to you know, just to buy 2 Bushmills and try to pick up a young Bill Hader.
All right, so then answer me that, because that's the confusing part that I couldn't figure out.
Right.
No, it wasn't actually Bill Hader, Naveen.
Yes. Oh, okay. Fantastic.
Sorry.
No, sorry. You thought this was documentary now?
I thought it was real life, yeah.
Helen Mirren was actually played by, what's his name in a wig? Fred Armisen.
Fred Armisen.
Oh my God. And she was in documentary now, right? Didn't she do the intro?
Right.
Yeah.
She does the intro, yeah.
Picture a 20-minute version of this film, but it's Hader playing Harold, and it's Fred Armisen playing Helen Mirren's character.
I would watch it.
I would.
I want to say this one.
I would podcast about it.
Bill Hader, he crumbled so easily.
Yeah.
It's one glance at the bar. He's like, okay, let's fuck.
He's like, man, that guy's pretty easy on the eyes, and he has 2 Bushmills money.
I'm just saying, he went swimming at the YMCA, and he saw Pierce Brosnan's character. Oh my God, that shower.
A part of why this film is so well regarded, I did like a little bit of reading about this. Obviously, the historical and sort of political and cultural context of like British film are like, there's so much there, and it's a thing that's so lost on like the 4 of us. But people in the UK really, really love this movie because they sort of see it as a thing that was really prophetic about what the next years politically would look like in the United Kingdom. Everything that Harold was about, everything that his corporation was about, and everything that his just inability to deal with a modern Britain, particularly the stuff with the IRA, was just basically, there's a one-to-one with the Thatcher administration. There's a one-to-one with just all the cynical things that they did and everything that they fucked up. Everything that that Harold was about. I'm not a politician, I'm a businessman that knows history. All the mistakes that he makes, all the enthusiasm that he has for the joy of globalization, the promise of a new Europe, like a new Europe, the solipsism of thinking like this decade will be kind of Britain rising again, but then when kind of push comes to shove, every single mistake that he makes because he is stupid, because he is short-sighted, because he is racist, because he looks into a last generation way of thinking, and because he doesn't have a broad enough of a worldview to kind of really kind of grasp like the legitimate problems that the Britain was kind of like going to be like facing over that decade. You go online, you read about this. There are books written about how eerie it is, how much of a crystal ball this film is kind of regarded for, like what happened over like the next 10 years in the United Kingdom.
Yeah. I was shocked at the end when he went and told off the Americans. He's like, you know what? I don't need your deal.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
what have you guys done? The hot dog?
Yeah.
He's the one
We're
fucking
working
glad
with
handling and
crowds.
lying to them the entire time. Mafia guy's like, yeah, that wasn't a gas leak. Somebody fucking bombed like that pub you just renovated.
Yeah. And he's like, you know what? I fucking hate tunes anyway. So you can keep it.
Well, let's kind of jump to like the end of this movie. But the film concludes with an iconic, nearly 3-minute long close-up of just Harold's face in the back of the car as he just realized he's been kidnapped by the IRA. He's seeing kind of everything that's going to happen next. Does the lack of an explicitly violent ending and telling you exactly what happened to Harold, does it make the film's conclusion more or less impactful finally?
What do you think, Naveen?
I would say it definitely makes it more impactful. You see him, just the close up of his face, and he's like angry, but then to me it seemed like he was about to teary-eyed because he's like, he knew it was over. All the stuff he was building up and it's going to be over, and who knows what they were going to do to him. So I think it made it more impactful just because of the suspense of what's going to happen. All along, you didn't know who was behind going after him. And now at the end is you don't know what's his demise going to be. Is he going to be in a meat locker? Is he,
it's going to be fucking terrible, like whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it more impactful just because it builds up that suspense of like, how is he going to be done in? And you don't get to know that that final scene of how he dies.
The implication is so much darker than like the reality of what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the part of it that I liked the most is the fact that he's so soundly beaten by his his adversary. It doesn't even give him sort of like the dignity of going out with a fight. Yeah. It's just like, oh, he's in the back of that car, he sees who's in front of him, and he's like, oh, I've already lost.
He's in the other car being dragged off by 4 guys screaming something probably even worse is going to happen to her.
Yep. Yep. We don't need violence to confirm that that it's over. That he's been so beaten, so outplayed by his adversary that you don't need the rest of the story. The part that I loved about it, I think, more than anything, was watching this sort of like range of emotions just flash across.
What an actor! What an actor!
It was crazy. Even before like doing the research after I'd finished the movie and them talking about how impactful that scene was and how iconic it was and whatever, I sat there watching it going like, man, like you see every emotion go across his face. Even like he's got this sort of like bemused, like, you fucking got me, guys, look on his face for a split second.
I've heard it I've heard that last performance described as a completely silent 3-minute long, all 5 stages of grief.
Yeah. It was great. It was just, it was really cool. I thought that was a great ending to the movie. So much better than if he had gone out in, a gunfight or, a nice pick to the neck or didn't matter. None of that matters.
Sure. Papa, anything to add to that?
I'm in the minority.
Yeah.
Within 5 seconds, you already know kind of his situation. You already can assume what's going to happen. That was like enough for me. 3 minutes. I'm like, okay, come on, let's wrap it up. We know what's going on. Come on, I'm a busy man. I got to play Silent Hill. Yeah. At that point, I'm like, I think I need to go out with like one final bang or something to wrap this up. I mean, honestly, I would have preferred just kind of having the car drive away. You can see it driving off into the distance. It could maybe fade to black. You could have one bang of a gun or something like that. That would have been good enough for me.
Tell us,
you.
tell us that you're uncomfortable with emotion without telling us that you're uncomfortable with emotion.
You know what? I was waiting for it to cut to black, and then you just hear the sound of a shower turn on.
Hi.
Oh, see, and that like leaves so much to the imagination.
Pierce Brosnan, there's the second word right there.
Yep.
He is gonna get so anal.
Yeah. It just Pierce.
I
just
didn't know that was a verb.
What's the second word of the movie? So
You never heard of analing?
Anal. Huh. All right.
Analing.
Learn something
It's
new.
like like
it's probably
gaslighting.
called something in Britain. It's probably called some cute Willy Wonka, like scrumdiddlyumptious or something.
He got scrambled eggs and bacon.
Yeah, that's correct.
You got them mushy peas. The only just very well put. The only thing I'll add to that is it's a very famous scene. It's an incredible piece of like film acting. But what kept jumping out to me is like, you know, it's mostly on Hoskins' face, but then it keeps on cutting back to, again, Pierce is holding a silent gun on him the entire time, and everything, it kind of goes back to them. I'm like, huh, people probably saw this and they're probably torn because they're just like, this is a sad, crazy, very intense way to end the film. But look at how handsome that motherfucker is. That look at just how impossible.
So much I read it about Pierce. There's so much. People are like, look at him. He's so young and innocent and sexy. And I'm like, wow, okay, there's the jump.
I thought John was going to say, why is it a mirror of it? That steering wheel should be on the other side of the car.
I've been to London. Shout out
He's
Leonard.
well traveled. He's well traveled.
Yeah. I've almost died in so many like London fucking crosswalks because it's impossible to kind of keep like that shit in your head.
I mean, probably should be traveling with pink eye.
Yeah. Any Vigo's toes, or do we want to wrap it up and do the new to you cycle wrap up after this?
I got some quick ones. I did have the American version having the glossary at the beginning, so that was already said. We already kind of said Bronson with his only line, but apparently that was improvised.
Yeah, it was.
It was an improvised line. But the other one that I thought was really cool was Hoskins' voice was dubbed over it from someone else because you couldn't understand him, and the director or whatever didn't want it. But Hoskins ended up suing and winning. And and Warren Beatty and Sir Alec Guinness were like, "Yeah, we support that. shouldn't have dubbed his voice." And
what is again so crazy is just, you know, you watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and he's doing like the most kind of like sort of perfect 50s gumshoe.
I'm telling you, it's a solid like American accent.
Yeah.
Crazy. I this is the first time I ever heard, or even like Mario Brothers. It's like same thing. I'm like, you would never think that he can talk this way. Right. I was like, ooh, what a potty mouth.
John Leguizamo talks about like the only way Bob and I kind of got through filming the Mario movie was, you know, we'd finish shooting, we'd go back, and we would just get drunk on whiskey every night, and Hoskins would tell stories, and just I can't imagine a cooler fucking conversation to have.
Yeah.
And just kind of drinking with that guy and like listen to him like talk about like his love life.
True.
Yeah.
Yep. And trying to figure out what he's saying with all the
aggressively drunker.
Yeah, right.
What does that mean? Raspberry
Ripple. Let's wind it down there, and with that we can close out the new to you Neo-Noir cycle. Guys, we can kind of go really kind of quick through like the close-up questions here, but first off, this is one this is my idea for like a set of thematic cycles. We started in September 2025. I want to say top of the queue was like the first thing that we kind of did out of like these pitches, but we've been going for a bit. I thought it made the most sense to kind of put my cycle to the end, but for you guys, how was it watching exclusively movies that for the host picking the movie, the one rule we had, we had two rules. It has to be a noir film, has to be something the host who makes the choice has not seen before. How'd you guys feel about that experience?
I think, considering the movies that we ended up watching, I think it was great. I mean, it could have gone the opposite direction. You know, I could have picked a movie that was a complete dog and not known it until we watched it. But like, I feel like
it takes the pressure off a little bit, though.
Yeah, it does. It does. But I feel like, you know, even with that, we kind of through dumb luck kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
You also gave me Old Boy, so I am forever in your debt.
Yep. I did.
Don't expect Eric to pay that back at any point, but
no, I will never pay you back. But I mean, I paid you back during the record, so faithful listeners, go back and listen to that episode.
Yeah. Really, please, we do need the views.
For me, I mean, I enjoyed our first Neo-Noir cycle. I enjoyed this one. So I know it's another question there. So maybe once a year would be kind of cool to do, or definitely it's something to come back to. Whether it was new to that host, I don't think really made a big difference. But overall, it was just a fun cycle and enjoyable cycle. Be really curious, because so far the two Neo-Noir cycles we've done have been pretty fun and pretty cool watches with some of the movies. You know, a lot of them I haven't seen, some of them I have seen. So in general, they've just been really great picks of movies to really go through. So I'm curious if we continue doing this every once in a while, if we'll find a real big flop of a neo-noir movie.
We're bound to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But so far we haven't, is what I'm saying. You know.
So far we've actually, I think we're batting. What were the first four movies? It was Blade Runner 2049.
Dick Tracy.
No, Blade Runner was a second.
No, Blade Runner was
you're right. Bang, bang.
So the Handmaiden, Dick Tracy, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I mean, you could make the argument that Dick Tracy is a terrible movie, because it is, but it was still a fun watch.
Papa, how about yourself? You have a good time with this one?
Yeah, it was great. I think, to Andy's point, this round of neo-noir films, I think it was a much solider selection of films compared to the previous one.
Yeah, right.
And the nice thing about us, the decision behind choosing a film is you haven't seen it before. It still leaves you with some flexibility for being able to pick stuff that, you know, people might be open to seeing, or like I was able to pick Terminator. I didn't even realize that was on the list. And I'm looking through and I'm like, God, it's so expansive, the amount of things that are considered neo-noir.
But when we dug into it, unquestionably, the Terminator, by even the loosest definitions, is still a noir film.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I really enjoyed this one. I mean, even the previous one I thought was good too.
Yeah.
The reason I personally keep kind of pushing noir film for our show, and just if we do it as like a once a year thing or whatever else, I feel like there was something about noir that just speaks to our middle-aged, dying brains in like a way that maybe that maybe you can appreciate, but maybe not quite understand when you're younger. So much like the best noir for me is just about being a little more cynical, a little more tired, and like a little bit kind of more truthful about like kind of like the world and like the state of things, and like a little bit more kind of open to, I see things just kind of being disappointing or kind of being fucked up, or just or there's something for you that is just like I want to sort of see things through a more pragmatic lens, or I want to see things through like things that are like sort of like a little bit like the requirements of entertainment, but still kind of make me at the same time like feel I'm having a good time, but I'm seeing like a bit more real shit than I want earlier. Like the different noirs we've watched have like kind of different levels of success with this, but like something like The Long Good Friday, or Chinatown, or even like kind of King of New York, it's like is when you're kind of old, you've been making money for a bit, you see how business works, You see how groups of guys interact with each other. You see how politicians kind of take over and control things. You see the relationships between men and women, and you sort of see just like the direction that things kind of happen in the adult world. It's draining, and kind of what I find inspiring, kind of exciting about kind of watching noir is it's just like, oh, this is not just me noticing that shit like at the end of the day. So
I think that's a great point. I second that, just because that's what was going through my head, especially Terminator. Holy shit.
Right.
That just like everything we're going through now, if this was 20 years ago, I mean, I might loosely be aware of what's going on, saying, oh, AI, that's probably bad. But now just having all the information out there and experiencing, you know, a lot of people being impacted by this stuff. You're like, this is not just, you know, learning about this through film. You're realizing like this stuff is still here. It still exists and we're still experiencing it. And it's not necessarily getting better. But the fact that these directors were aware of this stuff, you know, 20 years ago, or Reaganomics, or all this kind of stuff, and it just doesn't go away.
As a side thing, but Risky Business, I would say, is almost kind of like the teen cultural analog of kind of what Long Good Friday like predicted. Like that's the most real, talking, honest 80s teen movie I think I've seen. Like just like the actual grounded, realistic shit it said about what teens are kind of going through then, and what they were probably going to have to deal with as things get worse, was just incredibly impactful to me.
Yeah. Sad thing is Tom Cruise thought that movie was about model trains. Oh, young man, will you ever learn?
It's just making love on a train. It's been kind of well represented on the show.
Yeah, like, you want to ride on a real train with a real naked woman? What?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's get to final movie rankings real quick, and then we'll wind down the episode. Andy, how about you go first?
You mean as far as of the movies we watched, which is my favorite to least favorite, or what do you?
For the cycle, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's tough. That's really tough for me. I mean, like, I would say
Eric just shaking his
No,
head.
it's not. No, it's not. Come on, let's go.
no. It definitely is.
Except for one. It's a tough one, except for one.
Yeah, if you pick that movie as your first choice, that means you're fully behind it.
Right.
Of it.
Yeah, no.
There's
So
one
I think
movie
for
that
me,
he's ranked easily.
Yeah.
I think for me it goes Terminator, King of New York as a very, very close second to Terminator. And then Long Good Friday, Old Boy. But not because I didn't like Old Boy, just because I think
it's a difficult one. It's a challenging one.
Yeah, the other three are just more my shit than Old Boy really is.
What was it according to Letterboxd?
Oh, who cares?
Who is this Letterboxd?
Yeah, like I said, you can pay no heed whatsoever to my actual rankings.
I'm gonna go back and check later on.
Yeah, because that's
not fully convinced.
Hardly worth it. Naveen, what do you think?
It was a really good cycle. I'm going to have to. I really liked Old Boy. It was. I mean, yes, some of the themes in there are hard to swallow.
Phrasing.
But
phrasing.
Nope.
Not doing phrasing.
But overall, the whole overarching storyline, the way it was done, the acting, I thought they portrayed that well. So I mean, Old Boy is up there. Yeah, this is a pretty hard one to rank.
So to review, we have 5. So Chinatown.
Oh yeah.
I forgot Chinatown.
Yeah.
Chinatown's number 1 for me. Sorry,
Yeah.
Chinatown's number 1 for me.
Chinatown's still number 1.
Yeah, unquestionably. Sorry.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I wasn't sure if you didn't choose Chinatown because Eric wasn't for that. It was kind of went off. But if we're gonna throw Chinatown in there, I'd be Old Boy. I would say Long Good Friday. I like a second. Terminator, Chinatown, and King of New York. But again, it's by no means saying that any of them at the bottom are terrible, and I hated them. They were all really good, and just, least or best to worst for that.
Right. Papa, how about yourself?
I was unfairly influenced by this podcast for my decision in these. My number one is Terminator.
Sweet.
And the reason it's
Oh,
Terminator, it was going to be second, but it became first because I don't think I've ever laughed harder at John bringing up the fact that there's that post-coitus scene where the girl goes and makes the giant sandwich and gets the big glass of milk. And I'm like, oh, spot on.
Matt and Ginger, but I kind of dug into it a little bit. Like Cameron has said, I could have made Matt and Ginger nobodies, but like he's like, I spent so much time on their characterization, so much time. Like I want to make them feel like kind of real people. And Matt is mostly like a big muscle horny dude, but he's super embarrassed and polite to Sarah Connor. Like when he realizes he's being gross to her on the phone, he's like, it's that whole thing is Cameron trying to establish Sarah Connor had real people in her life, and then when the Terminator kind of shows up, like those are actual human lives that got like that got snuffed out.
Friends and family got taken away. She was on her own, kind of thing.
Yeah. I do love how though after he does all the sexy talk, and then she's like, "Oh, sorry, I'll give the phone to Ginger," and it's like, "Oh, sorry about that," and then he just starts over again.
Alpha male cop,
take your clothes right off.
True leader. Yeah.
Right back into it. Yeah.
He was ready to go.
Yeah. All right. So Terminator number one.
Terminator. Old Boy's my number two, of course. I agree with you. I love some of the characters. Actually, all the main characters in that just great. They're so unique and different. I love the ridiculous over the top fight scene with the hammer in the hallway. Things like that. Just I love those like one take, like one shot fight scenes. It's just so ridiculous. And then he sees the elevator full of dudes.
Any of those in the last 20 years has specifically been because Old Boy made that shit that cool.
Yeah. I mean, even the guy that runs the whatever that is, the place that's holding all the people in the rooms,
the private prison.
He just keeps getting more and more bad shit happening to him, but it just builds more character. Where he's got gold teeth. Now he's got like
I know the best
rubber hand. Just awful stuff keeps happening to him, but he just keeps going along with it. He's just a cool guy. I watched the third movie in the series. I watched part of it, and that guy actually he owns a cake shop. So sure, yeah.
Park Chan-wook has the thing about bringing
with the grill
actors back in like the funniest ways possible for his later shit.
Yeah. He worked. I think he worked at like some food service thing at like a prison, and then he met this girl that was there.
Lady Vengeance you're talking about.
Yeah, Lady Vengeance. And when she got released, then she went to work for him at his cake shop.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So that was my number two. Number three, I picked King of New York.
Yeah.
I think it deserves a rewatch, and I do think about it that it was a pretty decent film, and I maybe unfairly judged it. And then let me see. Actually, you know what? We did Chinatown. I'll say maybe Chinatown's third. Chinatown's a classic, so I'll throw it in there. King of New York fourth, and then Long Good Friday fifth.
Old Boy number one for me. It's just it's we need provocative art. We need controversial art. We need things that are like kind of restrained and mature and intelligent. But occasionally we need somebody that is as smart as Park Chan-wook to go out and be a complete maniac for a little bit, and let's just see what happens, like front to back. Number two for me, by a very narrow margin, is Chinatown. A truly incredible watch. Very exciting and affecting to my parents. They watched the movie. They listened to it like a whole episode on it back to back. They had like nothing but sort of high praise for our film and the film and our conversation about it. Number three, Terminator. I stated this on the pod, but this is in addition to being like a great film, this is maybe in the candidates for kind of great films that were still completely overshadowed by what came after that. If Cameron had stopped with the Terminator stuff, then it would be a Carpenter level classic, I think, like on the level of like The Thing or like Big Trouble. Number 4 is The Long Good Friday, because it's just it was a fun watch just on its face, and then kind of digging in afterwards and sort of finding out how important this film is to British audiences, and how people are just surprised even this day. This is the thing about like kind of really kind of good writing and sort of talented filmmaking, is that it can occasionally sometimes almost like see into the future. You know, like the people that made this thing, which is like they had such a sense of what was happening at the time in their country and such a great sense of what was going to come next, is an aspect of that I just find very reassuring. And then finally, like number 5, and again, not to kind of like you know, just denigrate by sort of kind of put it last, but King of New York, I didn't quite understand or get, but then you kind of dig into like a little bit, and you're like, oh, this was a bunch of aggressive, horny New York maniacs hiring a bunch of other aggressive, horny New York maniacs and making a horny New York maniac. I lived in that goddamn city for about 3 years. Everybody there is diseased, poisoned human beings. The whole thing, all 5 boroughs should just be nuked from orbit. We have utopia like inside like a 20 years, but not like fuck it. It's there. We got to coexist with it. King of New York, amazing for what it is.
So you're saying you want to move back?
Just saying, there's a chance.
My
right.
kind of disease.
I would rather get pink eye 9 more times than move back to like that fucking city. All seriousness.
Take you up on that.
None of the guys had like remarked on it. I just been dabbing like this entire record. Everybody.
I just thought you were emotional.
No. I have been getting emotional as I get older. This
Old boy is. Oh
no.
God, what a great film.
Let's wind it down there. Coming up next week, righteous alien tit movie Life Force. Let's end on a slightly bittersweet note. This will be, for the time being, the last record where Naveen fully accompanies us as a co-host on the podcast. Nothing significantly is kind of changing with like the layout and the attendance of the show itself. And Naveen is still going to be kind of going in week to week, but this has been after some conversation, purely a decision on like his behalf. Naveen has decided to step back from the kind of active role as a co-host and conversationalist on the Rebels Without a Pod show, and instead focus more on the already excellent work that he's been doing, editing, mixing, and basically doing like all the behind the scenes work. Bud, we all love you. We all appreciate you. Naveen is still going to be a standing presence on the program, like week to week. You're going to be hearing maybe a little bit less of his voice and a little bit more of possibly like a firmer hand in the edit himself, because when he gets a chance to actually step back and just realize, holy shit, let's do all the terrible things that we're saying.
Let's cut all that filler.
You're right,
which is
right.
like 90% of it.
Yeah.
Buddy, you want to say anything?
Yeah. So for those that have listened to the old boy, that's why you only get 3 cycles that have been chosen. So just to give some context there at the end, for those that listened all the way through. Yeah. So just taking a step back. I'll miss it, and I'm sure I'll be back. I guess need to step away for a little bit.
Right.
And yeah, I'll be still part of the records and chiming in. If you're familiar with Iron Chef, I'll be like that guy. Quizon, it is Turtle Dick. Jumping. So
that's a good pull.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
So I'll still be around, still be part of it, because I know I don't want to be not part of it at all. So be part of it in some capacity, because I enjoy it. I love it. And I love you guys too. It is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay.
We wouldn't be here doing this, just to be clear, without Naveen. It was really kind of Naveen's idea.
It really was.
Exactly.
About 2 years ago, I got a group text. I got 2 group texts. I got from Naveen and Andy. They said, "Hey, Johnny, would you like to start a podcast?" And the second text was, "You know anything about podcasting?" And then I think literally my third my response podcast is like I got some ideas. Can I invite my friend Eric? That's how all the shit kind of came together.
Yeah, I mean, I may have come up with it, but I mean, you guys have made it
It's your baby, man.
to 2 years now and going on 3. So I mean,
Fucking inexplicable.
Yeah.
All right.
We're sorry.
Wait, John, I got
Again.
a question.
Shoot.
Are you dabbing your eye because you have pink eye, or is it because you're tearing up?
I've had a long weekend. I've had a really long.
He's so done with your shit, Eric. Are you kidding me, dude? He's so done.
he's tapping his eye because like, how much more do I have to take of this? Eric?
Can I just go, please?
It's just the world. The world is in a terrible state. I thought the show was going well, and then we published some 30-second clips of just Eric yelling dick jokes at a cartoon mouse, and it's done better than anything we fucking put together on this.
Yeah, talk about sobering.
Right.
Or
Don't
ask me why I cry. Ask me why I smile.
John always has a big smile on his face, especially when our listeners pick the movie Apple.
It's gonna happen.
Thank you, guys. Life affirming.
Andy, we talked about this before. Any predictions for the survey outcome?
I still think Cobra is going to win in a landslide.
There's no question.
I hope so too. I really want to see it. It looks good.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
I like it.
Let's wind it down there. Rebels Without a Pod, episode 91. 2 years with three of my favorite people ever. Take care.
Hey guys.
Later,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Right.